Welcome to Old Folks Racing PlayStation, and what a beautiful car we've got here, the Renault Sport RS01, and you are in the twisty BRNO Grand Prix, a circuit located in the Czech Republic, where they forgot to put the vowels in the name. This is race 1, and qualifying results: Kev Allen followed by Darren Head, a returning Diogo Almeida and Scott Lively in the second row, and Dale Taylor and Stuart Brand in the third row. We've got 11 drivers, and here is the start of race 1, and Kev Allen has made a good start, but so has Darren Head in that purple Renault, whilst Kev Allen is using the more traditional yellow version, and I think Darren Head is going to go on the inside into turn 1, and he gets the lead. Yes, I think he's going to get the lead, but Kev Allen is trying to resist on the outside. Beautiful maneuver by Kev Allen, maintaining that lead, but now he runs into the curb. And they continue to run side by side, but Kev Allen is going to maintain that lead. We've got for lap 1 out of 12. Diogo Almeida, with his headlights on, is in third place as they start negotiating the twists and turns of the BRNO circuit, and Darren Head certainly wants to get that lead quite quickly. Back from Kev Allen, as we now have a few shots that seem to be focused on absolutely no one. Stuart Brand there in 7th place, defending for... Oh, and look at this. This is Stuart Brand in the air. Got hit by I don't know who. And we would like to take another view at that. We couldn't quite catch, was it Chris Winstanley or Jumbo? I don't know. This was a very heavy accident indeed. Reminds me of an actual accident in this circuit by driver Thomas Enge with the GT car a few years ago. Go and YouTube it. He was in the air again, but in the lead is Kev Allen from Darren Head, Diogo Almeida, Dale Taylor in 4th place, and Dale Taylor is sliding through one of the BRNO, not a chicane, but a right-hander, and loses a position to Scott Lively that is up to 4th. We are still on the first lap. It's a pretty long lap here at BRNO. I'm not entirely sure why we have 12 laps in this race. It's going to be a fairly long race indeed, and certainly Darren Head hopes to put pressure. And look at this. This is Kev Allen into the pit lane. Kev Allen is going to the pit lane. I believe he's got a drive-through penalty for a jump start, and that's a disaster for Kev Allen, who had such a good starting position and now heads to the pit lane. He decided to take that penalty early, and this leaves Darren Head in the lead of the race. Already drama, as we usually see in Old Folks PlayStation. Already drama at the end of the first lap with Kev Allen. I apologize, I didn't know about this penalty. Of course, the leaderboard does not show penalties, and everything seemed to go fine with the start, as Kev Allen actually didn't make such a good start. Darren Head also made a pretty good start in that number 25 purple Renault RS01, a car that has its own category. There are no other cars in this category, and that makes it a pretty fun car to race in this twisty but fast circuit of BRNO. Darren Head in the lead here is Stuart Brand, has had his fair share of action in the opening lap with that number 43 now behind Frankie. This is the battle for 8th place. Kev Allen, of course, delayed by that drive-through penalty, is behind this pair in 10th. Sorry, Barry Evans, the returning Barry Evans to Old Folks Racing PlayStation. Good to see him again in the races. Is in 11th. As Chris Stanley actually has jumped up into 7th place in a fairly good performance so far in this race. Jumbo is in 6th. Mike Langley also here this weekend racing with Old Folks Racing PlayStation in a top 5 position. And look at that now, Stuart Brand has actually overtaken Frankie, but is now under attack by Kev Allen, a recovering Kev Allen, and I think that Kev is going to get the job done, as these camera shots seem to be, and the car is going slowly there. Kev Allen is actually going into 7th place. It was Chris Winstanley, and I have jinxed it again with Chris, as he did such a good job in the first couple of laps of this race. Down to 9th place, but still a lot of time to go for him to recover. In this first race, we are in round 4, I believe. This is races number 7 of the Summer Championship, and Simon Allen, in case we were wondering, is fishing. Diogo Silva also out of town, so clearly we are going to have a new winner in this championship, in the summer championship. Simon Allen has actually won most of the races. Diogo Silva has won one. Simon Allen has won 5 in a row, but we are going to see a different winner today, and it seems that that winner is going to be Darren Head as it stands. Darren, no strange to victory lane, of course, but still getting his season started in this summer championship, as he also missed the first couple of rounds. He only made his debut in this championship in the last round. This is only his third race in this season. Dale Taylor is very, very dicey there, battling with Mike Langdon, now running wide, which the race director probably won't like. Dale Taylor already lost a position to, and Scott Davely. Scott is in the podium position as it stands, benefiting from Kev Allen's penalty, and Mike seems to be very keen to go into fourth place. Very interesting car, this car in this track, very light car to deal with, and therefore very easy to lose, as Frankie proved in the, I think it was in this corner, or at least it was a similarly shaped right-hand corner. He lost it and now is actually in last place. No, last is Chris Winstanley. I apologize. And look at this, Darren Head also has a penalty. Darren Head also has a penalty, and that's why Kev Allen's start didn't look that good, because it was equally good as another driver who also jumped the start. And this leaves Diogo Almeida in the lead of the race. Could you ask for more drama here? Darren Head trying to salvage a good result, as is Kev Allen, but Darren on a slightly different strategy, waiting a few more laps. I think his strategist was trying to find out if he would come out in clear air, and we are going to check if he is coming out in clear air. Yes, to some extent, but in fact he is behind Kev Allen and lost time in the drive-through, as he was right behind Kev before the penalty. Now he's a few car lengths behind and under pressure from Stuart Brand, that has had an eventful race so far. But look at this, now the top two are Diogo Almeida and Dale Taylor, drivers that have not won before in Old Folks Racing PlayStation, and this is very exciting indeed. It's still early stage, we are on lap 4 out of 12, but the other drivers will have to make quite a recovery to get even close. Darren Head and Kev Allen are 11 seconds and 13 seconds respectively from the leader, so it will take a couple of mistakes. Look at this, this is Stuart Brand now actually battling with Darren Head. Darren seems to have lost a bit of momentum coming out of the pits. Of course, drive to apparently no changes allowed in the car, but you do lose a bit of momentum if nothing else, and certainly Darren Head taking a few corners to get used to travel at racing speed. Kev Allen in the meantime is actually behind Scott Davely. Scott Davely actually lost the position to Jambo. We haven't seen what happened to Scott Davely, maybe a mistake, but Jambo slowly but surely is climbing up the leaderboard, and here comes down on the inside Kev Allen. This is a good move on Scott Davely. Scott gives him space. It's a fairly wide track here at BRNO. And therefore Kev Allen actually takes 5th place now, and Kev Allen probably is the closest threat to the top two at the moment, because his pace is quite good. Darren Head not quite free from the number 43 of Stuart Brand. Stuart holding him very honest there, and look at this, this is quite close racing. All these cars are more or less within 1 second of another one. Of course, no DRS with this car, no overtaking aids whatsoever. Darren Head continues to battle with Stuart Brand, and in front of him we've got Scott Davely, Kev Allen, Jambo and Mike Langley, all more or less nose to tail. And this is going to be quite interesting to watch how these battles are going to evolve. It's fascinating, but what's also fascinating is that Diogo Almeida is in the lead of the race. It could be his first victory, and if he doesn't hold up there, Dale Taylor will be there to take his first victory. Mike Langley, of course, has won a race in Old Folks Racing PlayStation in 2020 at the Nordschleife, as Diogo Almeida takes a bit of a wide line there. Not sure that's the ideal line through that particular corner, but he seems to be opening a little bit of a gap, 3 seconds to second place In the meantime, Cav Allen, the recovering Cav Allen, is actually now very much behind Jumbo, and clearly Kev will want to clear Jumbo and Mike Langley as soon as possible so that he can have a shot at the victory in this race. Doesn't look quite close enough now. Tries on the outside for the next corner, doesn't quite work. He's going to try for the inside again. That's where he made the move on Scott Davely, and Jumbo is lagging again, and Kev is already seeing 2 or 3 Jumbos. Seems he has drank a bottle of whiskey, but no, it's just Jumbo lagging. That's the number 1 car of Kev Allen, now a little bit stuck behind Jumbo there. I don't think he's got the opportunity. Certainly he's got the pace. I think he would be faster than Jumbo, but he just can't find a way past the British driver. Darren Head is also a little bit stuck in traffic. He is recovering though. He is getting closer to Scott Davely, and look at this, Kev Allen continues to battle with Jumbo, and probably the camera shot should move into that. Look at this now, trying on the inside, didn't quite work there, and Darren Head has spun. Darren Head has spun. He has spun, hit the reset button, but lost time, and more importantly lost positions, and Kev Allen continues to try to overtake Jumbo. Jumbo making a very good job, good defending there, good defensive driving. Is clearly trying to hold into that position, and now Kev Allen is going to go again on the inside, didn't quite work, and Kev is becoming a little bit frustrated there, but it seems that despite this track being quite wide, there's just no room for him to pass that Renault RS01 of Jumbo. Now Kev makes a mistake, an unusual mistake, but loses crucial tenths of a second, and Scott Davely is coming, although he is a few car lengths behind. Jumbo making an excellent job there in defending from Kev Allen. Clearly Kev is slightly faster at this point, but that doesn't matter. Jumbo really has the track position, and clearly this track is very wide, but it's not obvious to overtake with 2 drivers of similar performance. Darren Head, where he is in 8th place, lost only 1 position to Stuart Brand, but more importantly lost a little bit of time and momentum. He is 3 seconds away from Stewart now, and not the start of the season that Darren had wanted. Of course, he was the main title contender last season, finished in 2nd place in the championship behind Diogo Silva. Not the start that he wanted for this summer championship, Darren had, and Diogo Almeida continues to, oh look at this now, this is on the inside of turn 1, I believe. Yes it is, and Kev Allen now was again trying to overtake Jumbo. Jumbo shuts the door again, but Kev, look at how he recovered the time that he had lost with that mistake. Now he's going to go on the inside line in the next corner. Can he do it? Jumbo comes into the inside to defend, and again good defending in these drivers, despite the fact that they are battling with one another, they actually seem to be gaining time to Mike Langley, that's sitting on a nice podium position, but Kev Allen really is completely stuck behind Jumbo. He just cannot find a way past. This is excellent driving from Jumbo. He's really not making any mistake whatsoever. Now comes on the inside, it gives him space. He's lagging, almost contact there, but still absolutely fair game, and Kev Allen just misses again, and continues to turn when the corner had already ended. This is not Kev Allen's day. Jumbo clearly was just doing his job there. Incredible defending, actually. I've not seen such a good defending driver for such a long time, and absolutely fair. Gave him space, gave him the inside line, but Kev Allen just lost control of the car on his own. I don't think there was contact in this final excursion off the road here in BRNO. From Kev Allen. Kev Allen has actually dropped to 7th now. He's ahead of Darren Head, so to speak. So they're still in the same positions as they started, but they don't seem to be getting in the right directions. Kev Allen now is again behind Stuart Brand. Scott Davely is up to 5th. Stuart Brand has other ideas, and Kev Allen could be the main beneficiary of this battle because he's now coming behind Stuart Brand. And this is incredible racing actually here in BRNO. And as Kev Allen now on the inside line of turn 1, that's one of his favorite moves, but it is possible to defend on the outside, and Stuart Brand knows that, and he's trying to go the long way because it becomes the inside line for the next corner, And I believe that this time round Kev has got the job done. Now has to give him space. Now side by side racing. That's what we want to see in Old Fox Racing PlayStation. But I think now on the inside Kev Allen does make the move, and this time does not make any mistakes whatsoever. He's behind Scott Lively again, now up into 6th place. Jumbo continues to be in 4th. Mike Langley is in 3rd. Jumbo, despite such a good race, has not the pace to challenge for a podium here. Oh, and he's not challenged for a podium, he's challenged for the gravel trap. Or is he this just lagging? Yes, this was just not real. In fact, it was just the replay more than anything else. But we again have a nice little group, and someone is behind there, almost making a mistake. Not quite a mistake, but almost an off-road excursion. That was Stuart Brandon. Now is Scott Davely's turn to actually make an attack on Jumbo. Could he be more successful? Jumbo trying the same tricks with Scott Davely as he tried with Kev Allen. Now gives him space, and I think Scott has got the job done here. Scott Davely is going to go up into 4th place. Kev Allen wants to follow him because Jumbo got a little bit out of shape at the exit of that corner. But this is incredible racing, actually. Not really expecting such good racing with this car on this track, but absolutely beautiful, this battle here in the midfield, or should I say the battle for the last position in the podium. Scott Davely is up to 4th, and Mike Langley must be absolutely loving this. And now there's a bit of a left tap from Kev Allen to, oh, it's Scott Davely's span also. Scott Davely's span, and it all started with a little bit of a left tap. I think Kev Allen just braked later than Jumbo, and now Kev Allen is up into 4th place with Scott Davely losing it on his own, and Jumbo losing it because of that little left tap. Jumbo now is on the outside of turn 1. Here comes Stuart Brand. Stuart is going to go up into 5th place, and Jumbo is losing positions now. Almost he was holding everyone. Now he comes back on the inside. This is excellent racing, and Darren Head is again stuck in traffic, which has been pretty much the story of his race so far. Let's see if he can take some advantage of the two drivers in front of him battling as they go side by side. Stuart Brandon, Jumbo, and Darren Head clearly is faster behind now. But can he make a move? Can he make any space for that Renault as he go now on the inside of Stuart Brandon? I think he's going to make it stick, and Stuart Brandon spins, half spins, should I say. That's probably going to count as a shortcut as well. So I don't think. Stuart Brand is going to avoid the race director on this one, and we're still on lap 9 out of. Oh, this is a tricky place to pass now. Is Jumbo really out of shape, or is it just fantasy? Was fantasy, and they're side by side through the corner, but Darren Head clearly must be having difficulties to see where Jumbo's car actually is. Now Jumbo protects the inside into this right-hander. This enters the last section of this BRNO circuit. As Kev Allen, as expected, now in clear air. Kev Allen finally in clear air since the beginning of the race. He didn't find that clear air. He is challenging Mike Langley, so Mike has held for 9 laps to a podium position, but now can he defend from Kev Allen? He's fairly good in defensive driving as well, Mike, so he's already having to do that. But now here comes the typical move that Kev Allen likes to do, and Mike knows that this is the typical move of Kev Allen. He moves into the inside, and good defending there. Good defending as they enter lap 10, and now there is no chance whatsoever for Kev Allen to go on the inside of turn 1. Mike gives him space. Now let's see in the next straight if Kev Allen is going to be able to make a move without making a mistake. They are completely nose to tail, and now this is a very interesting breaking point. And now here comes Kev Allen on the inside, and can he make it stick? He breaks later than Mike, and I think he's got the job done. Yes, he's got the job done. Kev Allen up into 3rd place. Jumbo defending, continue to defend, should I say, from Darren Head. Jumbo is up to 5th. Something happened to Stuart Brand that I think lost the position or lost a little bit of time. Kev Allen now seems to be stable in 3rd place. Can he go after Dale Taylor? I don't think so, because with all these shenanigans he is actually 18 seconds from the leader. And Jumbo spins on his own at the exit of a corner, presses the reset button, but he is too close to other cars and is dropping down the order quite considerably. Now manages to go back to the track in 8th place, and here is Diogo Almeida, that is 2.4 seconds ahead of Del Taylor. Del Taylor doing a nice job keeping Diogo honest, but he hasn't had a chance to get to Diogo's, the back of Diogo's car. Diogo making a good job in that number 40 white and green car. Now he is 2 laps away from his first Old Fox Racing PlayStation victory. He has been close to victory before. He has won on the road in Algarve, but lost the race due to time penalties. Now he is really in a position to win, but look at this, Del Taylor is only 1.7 seconds away. Darren Head is ahead of Jumbo, of course, because Jumbo spun out. He's in 5th place, Mike Langley in 4th, Kev Allen in 3rd, Stuart Brand up to 6th, and Scott Davey up to 7th, Jumbo down to 8th. Barry Evans winning the battle between the group at the back in 9th place, with Frankie and Chris Winstanley completing I apologize, the runners, 11 runners here at BRNO. Del Taylor making a final dash to victory, or to try to threaten Diogo Almeida, or force Diogo into a mistake. And look at this, they are running the same livery as well. Looks like a 1-2, not exactly the same livery, it looks like a reverse livery, in fact, or something like that. But now Del Taylor, we are already at the end of the 11th lap. If he has something in the bag, he should start showing it, because there's only one more lap to go. Diogo Almeida is not taking it easy, but he's trying to not make any mistake that could compromise his first victory. He certainly has been in the leading pack before, but he has never won in Old Fox Racing PlayStation. This is El Santo 333. That's Christian Stanley actually trying to get into the top 10 by putting some pressure on Frankie. And now he's actually not going to go side by side, but he's putting real pressure for 10th place as they now enter the last lap. Del Taylor, does he have anything else? 1.5 seconds is the gap. He certainly needs to get closer to Diogo Almeida if he wants to make any move towards the end of the lap. They start the last lap, and the difference is 1.8. It's actually increasing. Diogo Almeida seems to be in control of the race, but of course you never know. In Old Fox Racing PlayStation, racing takes place until the end, and only the checkered flag will determine who the winner is, as they continue to be quite close to one another. 1.4 seconds. Diogo Almeida is trying to control the gap. Darren Head is not far behind Mike Langley, but I think it's a little bit too late for a move, although you never know in the Old Fox Racing PlayStation. Behind them we've got Stuart Brand. Scott Davey is also in the visual field, so not much of a gap between these 4 drivers. But oh, look at this, Darren Head is actually closing in quite considerably on Mike Langley. What has happened to Mike Langley? He's lost a few car lengths just in a couple of corners, and this is the battle for 4th place at the end of this race. We are not seeing the battle. Look at this, there's less than a second now, less than a second between the top 2 drivers momentarily. Now it's up to 1.2, just a few more corners to go for Diogo Almeida, who is going to win his first race in the Old Fox Racing PlayStation. Just a few more corners to go. The left-hander, the right-hander, and then another left-hander, another right-hander. There's a lot of repetition in this circuit. Diogo Almeida seems to be in control, but look at this, Darren Head is actually now going to make a move on Mike Langley, or is he? Yes, he is going to make a move on Mike Langley, but ooh, he touches the grass there, and now he's a little bit all over the place, and I think that's the end of Darren Head's ambitions to 4th place. But Diogo Almeida is actually going to win. Yes, he is going to take the checker flag. Diogo Almeida is a winner in Old Fox Racing PlayStation. Finally, he has been very close before, but he takes a very, very well-deserved win. 2nd place for Del Taylor. He has been in 2nd place before. Kev Allen, the man that took pole position, is in 3rd, compromised by that drive-through penalty. Darren Head is no, he's not in 4th, but he's not giving up. There goes almost side by side, but Mike Langley takes the 4th position, followed by Darren Head. Darren Head actually is in 4th place now. So let's see if the race director has applied any time penalties to Mike Langley. We haven't seen anything, but certainly the race director might have seen it. 6th certainly was Stuart Brent Scott Davis, 7th Jambo, 8th, 9th was Barry Evans, 10th was Chris Winstanley, and Frankie is, I'm not sure he actually finished the race because his lap time is very slow indeed. He might have retired, but what a race this was here in BRNO. Excellent race one, Diogo Almeida the winner, and incredible battles in the midfield and pretty much everywhere. And we're still watching Chris Winstanley cross the line. I believe he's going to be the last of the finishers. Really incredible racing here in BRNO. This was surprisingly good. There's the checkered flag. There is the final classification. Join us for race 2 for more action.